Everybody knows exactly what time it is. If you don't know what time it is, you're about to know. Like Biggie said back in the day, if you don't know, now you know. It is the Wolfer Power Hour. I'm your host, Drew Wolfer, DW, bringing you the levels, bringing you the trades. Let's be real. We're bringing you that money, honey. That money, honey. That's what we do. We come on these streams every single day, and we make money. That's it. That is it. That is all. That is our purpose. Okay. With that being said, we've taken massive, massive gains this week. Okay. To the tune of at least $2,500. We're in a profitable trade right now. If you've been watching these streams for long enough, you already know what time it is. It's money time. We getting money over here. What it do, pimpin'? I don't get to play the profit song anymore because YouTube doesn't like the fact that I play a bunch of copyrighted stuff. And they actually hit me with a copyright yesterday on my whatever, my EDM mix. I know this isn't copyrighted, so we're gonna let this play in the background. This is what it is. Sucks. Drew, you suck. There's massive discrepancy on BitGet as it pertains to the actual price of Bitcoin. That makes a lot of sense. It's like $200-300 discrepancy. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, right? Gold came down. Bitcoin's coming down. Lots of stuff that I'm calling out happening. Let's get into it. If you want to know the levels, if you want those dirty, filthy, nasty, beautiful levels and the trades, my friend, you are in the right place. You've got the one guy on YouTube, the one guy, the most slept on, the most woke too, okay? For all you guys and gals, because we don't discriminate on this channel. Whatever you are, we welcome you. The only guy on YouTube with a master's degree in basket weaving and the extracurriculars stacked up out of nowhere. Like me, you're on this channel for a reason, okay? And it's definitely to get those levels. It's definitely to get those trades. It's definitely to make some money. But it's mainly, first and foremost, come here and see some impressions. Okay, we got Forrest Gump. Check. We got Gary Cardone. Check. We could do Shaquille O'Neal if you want to. Check. We got Donna Goodo. We got Real Bros of Simi Valley. Okay, we got whoever you want. We got Ricky Bobby on this channel, right? You don't just have Drew. You don't just have DW. You have like 30 other personalities. We got JT sometimes, if they don't copyright me on it. Justin Timberlake. Very, very successful man. Very talented. Very talented, right? You also come here because you know my extracurriculars and you know my resume. I was at the University of Basket Weaving online.com, right? Where I received my master's degree, summa cum laude, may I add, right? Highest honors, straight A student, 3.93 GPA. I was also the president of the bowling league, and I was secretary of the badminton club. That's my resume. What's yours? Okay. So with that being said, and I'm a distinguished alum. Okay. I got the distinguished alumni. Go to my LinkedIn. You can see it. Right. So with that being said, let's get into the levels, man. A lot of people are out here running around still looking like Ricky Bobby, man.
Mr. Bobby, come on down here. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jewish God. Help me, Allah. Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise.
This is going downhill.
We need that crazy Scientology magic. Get us a Bitcoin pump. Help me, Tom Cruise. Because what they're doing right now is they're holding it down. Like Donna Goodo.
Hold it down. Right, these all good pimp squad, baby, for life.
Pimp squad, baby, holding it down. They holding it down. They holding that Bitcoin down, man. They tried to regain a level. They couldn't do it, though, man. I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, and I'm a female. All right? Let's get into the levels, man. Crazy. We got $600 open position right now. Oh, it's only $400, $450. $450 or $4.50. Check it out. Let's get a baby Drew on the screen. Pull up those charts, baby, because that's what everybody came here for. They came for the gains. They came for the gains. They stay for the personality. Let's see what we got. We got a $500 trade. Nothing has changed on this trade since yesterday. We're holding it. All right. And I'm going to give you the reason why I'm holding this trade. Okay. Because granted, like, could I have sold here, right? Bought it back here, sold it here, bought it back here, sold it here, bought it back here, sold it here again in hopes of a pump back up to here. Yes, you could have done that. Absolutely. My young grasshoppers. That is something you could have absolutely done. But can you guarantee that you are going to get your position back? That is the key. That is what you want to know. The other reason that you come here is because when we're parched, we quench our thirst with the most refreshing, beautiful spring water known to mankind from the bosom of Italy herself. Brought to you by the Medicis that brought you the Renaissance. They brought you Leonardo da Vinci. They brought you Botticelli. Lorenzo Medici brought you Raphael, okay, and Michelangelo. And now they bring you DW and Aquapana. You're welcome. Clip that up, send it to Aquapana, get me a sponsorship. I don't want money, I want water. Give me some water. So we have now quenched our thirst and we are ready to get into the charts. See what we got here. Drop whatever you want in the comments section too. You want me to look at something? Drop it in the comments section. There's very few people here on YouTube. Okay, I appreciate the people that are here on YouTube. I appreciate the people that are here on Twitter. The Twitter people, your call to action. I have given out $17,000 worth of games in the past 6 weeks. All I ask is just hit the follow button. Buy my course. I'm just kidding. I don't have a course. Well, technically I do have a course, but I'm not shilling it to you. You can do whatever you want. If you seek it, you shall find it, I guess. I don't care. With that being said, actually you can't see it because it's not even active. So there's that. Don't buy my course, right? Because I don't have one. Here you go. The people on Twitter, hit the follow button. The people on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Boom! Bang on the notification bell. I'm going to show you. Here's our short, okay? Our short is from right here at the value area, or not the value area, sorry, point of control, okay? We entered here. We're targeting down to about here. At the very least, we'll be glad to take profits there. I'm perfectly fine with that as well. We got some Fibonacci levels we can show you as well. We can take profits here. Boom. We've lost this fib level 3 times. The more you bang on this, the less apt it is to continue holding up. Most likely scenario, go to the 95K range, right? At the 0.236. Next most likely scenario, come right down here to the value area low. You're welcome. Which is at about $92,671. Drew, where's your take profit at, man? You're giving me all this advice. Do you even take your own advice, bro? Do you? Do you do that? I do. I do. And as Kanye would say, okay?
I've been doing this more than you. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't been doing the education. You ain't been doing the education.
Hopefully you're here to do the education, man. Do not make Kanye mad. He wants you to do the education. And he's telling you that Drew has been doing this more than you. Okay? So if you're here, use it. All right? So you can see where my take profit position is, 92.9, right? Where is that? It's right at this value area low. Okay? When you lose the value area high, usually you're targeting point of control. If you get caught up there and it gets flipped to resistance, you're targeting the value area low. And there's even more downside from there that people really don't want to talk about, but we're going to talk about it. And we've been talking about it for weeks, months, if that, right? All the way down to the 74K level, down to the 80K level, at the very least to the 85K level. I can back it up with facts, okay? I can back it up with mathematics. I can back it up with whatever you want. What do you want to do? Don't shoot the messenger. Nobody moves. Nobody gets hurt, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm gonna holster this real quick. We'll get back into the charts. Here's my point. We came up here, we got rejected from the value area. We fell through the point of control. We're now bing bonging off of that point of control. We're now losing the 0.382 for the 3rd time the past 2 days. Okay, the Fibonacci level from this high to this low. Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory. Also, we have another Fibonacci level that we can show you from 91 to 102. Guess what's happening? We're losing the 0.5. We've banged up on that 3 times. What's the most likely scenario? You come down here to the 90.55 range, and then you see what happens. That's 0.618. That's called the golden pocket, baby. That golden pocket. We're going to talk about some gold today, too. But this is the golden pocket right here at about 95.5. At the very least, this is your first target, right? You want to take profit? There's your take profit. That's your first take profit. Why is there such a big discrepancy? Why is there such a big discrepancy? I'm about to get on a different trading platform, man. This is crazy. There's like a $250. Like the market is trending down, but futures are saying like, oh, we're trending up. I'm going to be above. They're like the Donna Goodos of the market. BitGet, right?
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
That's their story, and they're sticking to it. They innocent, all right? So, you know, most likely scenarios, we're coming down here to about 95.5. 95.5, right? And for whatever reason, BitGet is Donna Goodo and is not going to give me my fair value, because this should actually be under 96.392. This should probably be at about, it should probably be giving us about 96.2, right? Instead of 96.5. It is what it is. It is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. So, if you've got anything that you want me to look at, again, like I said, drop it in the comment section. We got a couple of people in here. It's one day before Friday Pie Day. Tomorrow is Friday Pie Day. If you know anything about Drew, DW, his family, we celebrate Friday Pie Day every Friday. Every Friday we eat pizza. Pizza pies, baby, pizza. Okay? We like Neapolitan. We like Brooklyn style. We don't like deep dish. I am from Chicago, but no one in Chicago eats deep dish pizza. It's tourist stuff. Get out of here. Caffeinated Crypto said, it's time for some coffee, some espresso, and I'm going to give you a nice little pound. Boom, knuckles, baby. Appreciate you. Van Herks, period, says thoughts on Pingu. It's a Pingu. We gonna see about them Pingu. We gonna see Pingu and some Jupiter. So Pudgy Penguins and Jupiter, we will absolutely look at those. Here is what is happening on Bitcoin right now, though. Okay, you got a downward sloping trend channel. Let's just draw a channel, actually. I think that might be helpful. I like to get some confluence with this. I'd like to get some context behind this. So as you can see, you've got a downward trend channel. I mean, best case scenario, you're super generous and you give it this and you say this is an outlier. I mean, it's bringing you to 95.5, right? That's the inflection point right here. It's bringing you more or less by Saturday down to about 93.6, right? And then further from there, it gets real nasty. It gets real dirty. And you're here for those dirty, filthy gains, right? Is this a bull flag? No, my friend, it is not. It has knocked out the bull flag potential. Why did it do that? Well, if you're like Kanye, you want to know.
How, Sway? You ain't got the answers, man.
How? Because it's already knocked out like 80% of the bull flag staff. This is not the staff over here. We'll zoom in. We covered this on the stream yesterday. This is not the start of the staff, right? This is the start of the staff. Because as you can see, there's no significant pullback in this staff until you get up here to where you're forming your flag. So with that being said, that is not a bull flag, okay? That bull flag is nullified, baby. Now, the one thing I was seeing was an MA pattern, but it did not end up playing out. And if I'll show you what this MA pattern was, we can take some of this stuff off of here. I'll show you what this MA pattern was, right? So this MA pattern started right about here, okay? M, right? And then I was like, last night, I was like, are we going to retrace and get the MA right here? And then dump down here to about, I think the target was about 94K or something like that. Didn't happen. The MA got nullified, right? Came all the way back up here to the top of the M's. Nothing you can do about that. Nothing doing, tackled for a loss on the play, right? If we set a lower low here, guess what? That's not great news, okay? Because we've got a high here, then we've got a low. Then we have a lower high, and then we have a lower high here. We have a same low here, right? Same exact low. And then we have a lower high here. And then if we come down here below what is the $96,145 range, which we are within what I would call on this channel, to a spitting distance of that as we sit right now. My bias is that we're going to be coming down right there. So, you know, again, I've got my pulse on the market, right? Like I keep my pulse on the market, and I'll just let Ray Shrummer tell you. I don't need to tell you. So we do this every day, and we keep our pulse on the market for a reason, right? I would say that I am a basket weaving master's degree wielding expert in Bitcoin at this point, and what its price movement is going to be doing. And the basket weaving degree that I earned from my online university is telling me that most likely what's more probable to happen is coming down here to this value area low. So, I mean, I was the president of the bowling league, so I was involved in competitive markets. And I had a very high-paced job as the secretary of the badminton club. And what I do know is that this market reminds me a lot of my extracurriculars at my online university. And due to those experiences, I am led to believe that I could potentially and very probably be correct in my analysis here. So, you know, if you find somebody else that has better credentials than me, then by all means, you know, follow them, latch onto them, right? And ride them like the town bicycle. And like Bitcoin's been riding this friggin' resistance level, ride them until the cows come home and pimp them, as they would say, for every proverbial dollar that you could pimp them for, right? So if they're better than me, then they're better than me. You know, I highly competitive markets I was in, and you know, I was top tier, right? Basket weaving 101 right here. Boom. That's what you're seeing. Let's look at some pudgy penguins really quick. Satisfy the peeps. Some pingo. We gonna do the pingo. We'll come back to Bitcoin. Trust me. There's no way that we're not gonna do a Gary Cardone impression today. Just if that's what you show up for, just understand that will happen. 110% that will happen. I know a lot of people show up for the Gary Cardone. Ooh, Pingo, get wrecked up, Pingo, I got wrecked, yes sir, no good, Pingo. No, Pingo. Pingo, terrible, look horrible, okay? I don't like Pingo. Yeah, this is horrendous. Let's extend this fib down here. Yeah, Pingu looks horrible. We will say that it is riding the bottom end of this trend channel like it's something to do, right? So, I mean, we could edit this and say, okay, we've still got our falling wedge, right? Let's zoom in here, make sure. Yeah, right there. So I'm not going to take that wick into account. I don't think it's valid in this sense. So if we look at the Pingu, what you want? The Pingu, man. The Pingu. If we look at that, I mean, we have a very, very consistently falling wedge, right? As it sits right here, there is no trade right here because you are in the middle of the falling wedge. There's only two trades. One, you short here and you target here, or two, you long here on the bottom end and you target there, or even higher, you target the breakout. And actually, I'll give you a third trade. There is a third trade. So say you come down here and then you get above this and then you retrace and bounce from that. That is a long all day. That is what is called a falling wedge. They tend to break out, right? Because if they keep and there is a proverbial line in the sand right here, right? Now, if you get any further down than this, I mean, let's be real, it's horrible news. I mean, look at this thing. This is what we call the inverted stiletto, right? Melania Trump's inverted stiletto, right? So if you want to know what that is, okay. That, I'm going to redraw that because it looks a little suspect, and I need you to keep your heads, stay locked in, keep your heads out of the gutter. We're going to redraw the stiletto, okay? Because I need you to understand what this is. Okay, let's redraw the stiletto. That is what we would call a stiletto, okay? So you're getting down here to where... That first drawing, man. Great. You're getting down here into no man's land where there's literally nothing here. Okay. So your worst case scenario is this thing. With a zero. Right. That's obviously your worst case scenario. For meme coins, your worst case scenario is Bitcoin continues to do what it's doing, which is trend downwards. Right. And then if this thing continues to trend downwards and make big old D-Dog, D-Dubs himself, money, then this is what's going to continue happening with Pingu, the Pingu, man. So there's no trade here. I gave you 3 potential trades. Last time we were talking about this, I was saying, hey, this could be potentially prime for a breakout. That was when this was the resistance or the support here. Now that it came down here, and again, like, dude, this is why you have these stop losses here, because look at the risk to reward on this. You had a 16% move down for a possible 56% move up. Your 3.5x risk to reward, right? Like, that's why you set these stop losses here, my friends. You have to be doing your risk management. Okay, so I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole. If that 10-foot pole was my brother's pole, and then blame it on my buddy Devin. Okay, I would not do that. Even that, right? So I wouldn't touch it with somebody else's pole and then blame it on someone else. Entirely different than who owned that pole. And it's a long pole. So I would not even come within Hawktua distance of the Pengu right now. Okay, so let's look at something that we can actually, like, potentially take a trade on, right? But I did give you 3 trades, so hopefully that helps. And if anybody has anything else that they want to see, drop it in the comments section. I don't see anybody dropping anything other than Pengu and Jupiter. The Jupiter. I know we have a chart on Jupiter. Maybe it's Kraken? No, it's probably Binance. That's the one thing that sucks about like not knowing where your charts are, right? There's so many different friggin' charts, man. Jeez. We've already ran through 3 of them. If anybody has a better way of figuring out what charts you have charts on, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Man, I killed that on Jasmine for you. You're welcome. Whoever asked about this last time, you're welcome for the 2.5x risk to reward perfect trade that I gave you. I do this again, like, dude, my boys, they'll tell you. So this is what I would call a banana bread.
Dude, I got some banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. We took that short, man, and we just straight up killed it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that short, man. Killed it. Absolute murked it. Just straight up doo-dooed all over that short, man. Perfect entry, perfect exit, man. Hell yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is now going to be in another wedge, okay? So let's be real. This is now another wedge pattern. So here you go. Blick up. We'll drag it all the way down. And trust me, dude, Gary Cardone is going to rear his beautiful face and voice here very soon. Once we get back to the BetCon, man. That BetCon, baby. Yeah. BetCon, man. So we're already in another wedge pattern, as you can see. There's a decision point. Now, if Bitcoin is going down, I promise you this is breaking down. And it's probably going to take out almost all of these supports. If Bitcoin does what I'm thinking it could do, going down to like 92, 93,000, it's probably going to take out at least a couple of these supports. So probably this one and then this one, right? So you could be heading right down here to about 70.5 cents or 70 cents or so. So if I'm trying to think, like, generate a directional bias on this, my bias is downside. Okay, and I'll show you why here in just a second, but this is where I'm targeting, right? And you've got, essentially, if you set your stop loss right outside of this, I mean, you've got a 1.28 risk to reward on this. It's not awesome, but it's also not terrible. I would be more or less targeting this, though, right? Which gives me at least a 2x, almost a 2x risk to reward ratio, right? And I would say right here, boom. And then I would be targeting this level or even lower than that, right? Now, why? Okay, so we know this trade made money for you. Whoever asked about Jasmine previously, you're welcome.
Embarrassing.
We've got a high here. Then we set a higher high and a higher low here, right? But then guess what happened? We set a higher low, and then what happened? Lower high. Then guess what we did? We set a lower low than this low right here, right? And this low right here. So we took out that prior swing low with that wick, right? So what does that mean? We've got a lower low and a lower high, right? And then guess what? If this goes down here, this is heading to this. It's a lower low again. You are in a downtrend on Jupiter. Unfortunately. Now, can you argue that there is an upward sloping trend channel here? I think that that is arguable, okay? I do believe that that could be argued successfully, potentially, right? Let's say here. It's not a really great trend channel, in my opinion. I don't think it's the greatest trend channel in the world. I mean, it's decent. It's held up, but you're testing the bottom of it right now. I mean, this was kind of your trend channel. You kind of broke it already, but you can alter it and say, okay, this is the trend channel now. But what do upward sloping trend channels do, right? Do they do this, break up, or do they do this and break down? Well, they tend to break down. And the reason is because if you just keep trending up forever, you go to the moons of Jupiter or even potentially the moons of Pluto. Who knows, right? The sky is the limit. Actually, the sky is not the limit. The entire galaxy is the limit for Jupiter, right? Are you going to the moons of Jupiter? I don't know. I don't think you are. I think you're coming down here. That's my bias, and that's the trade I'm going to give you. Okay? That's it. That's that. See what everybody else got in here. Jasmine, huh? My buddy actually, Sir Gregorith of Goresic, he asked me to do Jasmine, and I did the TA for him, and I gave him some like long-term buy levels. So let's look at it. We definitely didn't do it on the Coinbase chart. That's facts. There it is, man. And exactly what I said was going to happen, it absolutely happened, man. Look at that. There's no more bull flag here either, bud. All right. All right. There ain't no bull flag here now. That used to be a bull flag, but it never broke out, and it took out the bottom of the flag's wick, so now it's done. The flag staff is taken out by this right here. I'm favoring downside, brother. Favoring that downside, man. Downside for Jasmine, man. It's not looking awesome. It ain't looking awesome. And I told him, if you was to buy Jasmine, my buddy Gregory, if you was to buy, we gonna buy us some Jasmine. You would buy at this level, you would buy at this level, and this would be your last ditch effort level, and then you let it ride, okay? And then even further from that, if you get below this, you do not want to be in Jasmine. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, man. That is just a horrible looking chart right there. That is just terrible, man. What are you going to do? So, I mean, honestly, there's no trade here, right? This support has been tapped. It got reclaimed. It's getting hit again. It's going to break. Okay. Rarely do I give calls where I'm like, yo, this is for sure going to break or this is for sure going to bounce, because in trading, there is no like guarantees, and I get that. But like, this is going to break. Okay. I guarantee, I can almost guarantee you that, right? And the reason is because you've got a high, right? You've got a high up here. I can't go all the way up there. You've got a low, lower high, lower low. We'll call this the lower high. And then guess what? Lower low yet again, lower high yet again, lower low yet again, lower high yet again. You're probably coming down here to hit a lower low right about there, right? So my point is that with Jasmine, man, I mean, I honestly, this level is going to break. It might be breaking right now, to be honest with you. Yeah, it is. It is. It's already broken. It's breaking right now. This would be your confirmation candle. So let's take this. Bigot, I appreciate you, man. Bigot Slim, Bigot Slime, Biggest Slime, Biggie 2T Slime 3, Biggie 2T Slim 3. I got 70 names for you. Appreciate you for subscribing. But my point is that this is a teachable moment, okay? So you got below this level right here, but then guess what? You never confirmed above or below it because you came right back over it, right? Now here you've gotten below this level again. If this candle closes below the close of this candle that broke, this is called the breakdown candle, and this is the confirmation candle, then this is a confirmed breakdown, right? And my bias is you're not coming here. Okay, I mean, you got to go there first, right? But my point is you're not coming here. You're coming all the way down to here. Okay, so this would be where you would be longing, all right, in my opinion. Now, again, I have to give you my disclaimer. You're only longing if Bitcoin's not going down. Okay, if Bitcoin is still getting tanked here at Big Daddy Bitcoin, man, if that stuff is getting absolutely wrecked at this time, the Jasmine is hitting this level right here, man. Don't want to be in no long because you gonna get stopped out, man, and you gonna set a new low of the entire chart, man. Let's scroll back and see where the lows are on this chart, man, because I'm pretty sure that these lows are like some super duper, like they've held up for a very long time. And then if you get below there, guess where we're going, man? We going right there. We going right there. All right. Don't shoot the messenger, man. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the guy with the braids. The sick, nasty braids that my absolute smoke show of a wife. We can't even have, like, we have to live. My wife's awesome. She does all my braids. Appreciate that. But the one thing that is not necessarily super awesome about my wife is that we have to live in stone houses, because if she just burns every place down that she walks in because she's a smoke show, right? So everywhere that we go, I have to call beforehand to the fire department. I'm like, yo, we're going to be at this address. Like, just be ready. Because when she walks in the door, dude, it's over. Sorry. And that's exactly what happens every single time. That's the only annoying thing. It's a good problem to have. So I would suggest you get problems like that in your life if you don't have them. And then here's your supports, man. That's all it comes down to. So, I mean, there's your trade. There's your dang old trade on your Jasmine, man. Did I fulfill your needs? Did I? But again, disclaimer, right? Do not be longing this if Bitcoin's tanking. If Bitcoin's going down near that 92K range, like, do not long this. It's better. Okay, so this is just a quick public service announcement for people. I want to be like 100% clear on this, so I'm just going to make myself a little bit bigger, right? And this is serious. Like, this is no jokes, no impressions, no nothing, right? It's always better to wait and see. Okay, so if you have an asset like Jasmine that is absolutely tied to almost like an index like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the barometer of this market. So if Bitcoin is going down, usually it's best to wait until that bottom comes in on Bitcoin. And you'll know when the bottom comes in on Bitcoin, because it will bounce, and it will bounce with conviction. Okay, and alts react similarly, but they react after that, right? And so it's always best to wait these things out. If Bitcoin is indeed going down to those levels that I was pointing out on the charts earlier, my bias would be to wait it out. And then once Bitcoin catches its bounce, that's when you buy these levels that I'm talking about right now on this chart. So just be aware of that, okay? Please, for the love of all that is holy, right? Help me, Tom Cruise. Help me, Tom Cruise. Okay, so anybody that's not that hasn't been on this stream before, and they're wondering why I'm calling out Tom Cruise, okay?
Mr. Bobby, come on down here. Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise!
This is going down.
Help me, Tom. It's your crazy Scientology magic, man. I need it. Mission Impossible? No, I need Mission Possible, bro. We need a pump. We need a nice, good old, big old pump on that Bitcoin, brother. We need that. Actually, I don't need that because I'll take my money and run. I'm trying to make my little $1,600. $1,600 right there, man. That's what we try and do. We try and make that 1,600. And then what we gonna do? What we gonna do when we get down there, man? Everybody knows what we gonna do. We gonna buy us some Bitcoin, man. We gonna buy that Bitcoin and we gonna ride that bad boy right back up. Let's go to the Bitcoin chart or somebody else requests something. All right. Caffeinated Crypto said it's a big pump. We need a big old pump, man. I don't know if we gonna get it, but we gonna see. I'm right. That's that. Why do I got this little thing on here, man? I need to delete this. Get out of here. You're mucking up my charts, man. We already done set a lower low, man. It's over. We going down. We going down. All right. I found that song yesterday. We going down. We're going to the value area low. I mean, it is what it is. No bull flag here. Maybe. But I mean, honestly, like 75% of this bull flag staff has already been taken out. So I don't see it. I don't see that as a bull flag. Not on the 4 hour, not on the hour. I just don't see it. It's just not, it's not looking great. So on the hourly chart, we've already lost the 50 and the 100. The 200 we lost quite a while ago. We got rejected. We lost it. We'll probably come back up here and bearishly backtest it and then head down to the value area low. The 50 has now crossed under the 200. I'll take these off and zoom in so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But as you can see, the 50 is this blue line. The 100 moving average is the red line right here. It crossed under it. We have what's called one of the most bearish moving average formations that you can have. These are simple moving averages. When the 200 is above the 100, which is above the 50, it's bearish formation. It's Bear City, baby. Chicago, Illinois, right? Home of the Bears. So this is straight up Chicago right here. Chirac, baby. That's if you know anything about me, you know that's my city. That's where I'm from. So that's where I lived for a very long time, a very long portion of my life. So I mean, in my opinion, we're going down. Boom, low, lower high, lower low, again, lower high, now a new lower low. Yeah, she said city, baby. Bear City, baby. Partita. Let us know if you got out of your Toshi position, because I can't imagine it's doing that great. But now that you're here, we're going to look at Toshi, because I know that's what you're here for. She wants to see some of that Toshi, baby. She wants some of them degen gains, and we're going to give them to her. We're going to give them to her. Or him. Did I just misgender you? Did you just assume my gender? Which is stupid. Basket weaving degree, man. You non-woke. Stupid YouTuber. With your braids that I hate. My bad.
Embarrassing.
If you're getting tired of this music, me too. It is what it is, though. This is not copyrighted, and it's the only thing I've played lately that's for whatever reason not copyrighted. Let's get into that Toshi, man. Okay, so everything is still the friggin' same on Toshi, brother. All right. We got this right here. All right. You can take this. This is your little bow flag, man. Everything is still the same. All right. We targeting. You would actually be in profit if you took this trade yesterday. All right. We said, look, you come down here to the bottom end of this, you could be targeting, pretty substantial move up. Do you take that trade? I don't know, because Bitcoin is doing this, right? Where it's like short city, Bear City on this. It's a tough call. I can't call it, like Kai the Hitchhiker. I can't call it. Let's get this off of here. I mean, if this bull flag plays out, I mean, for the most part, you are targeting like some pretty redonkulous highs right here, right? I mean, this is like 75% of the measured move. I would be targeting probably I'd probably be targeting these highs right here. I mean, you still got a 4.2 risk to reward on this. And honestly, if you enter here, right, if you're entering here, I would be placing my stop loss even tighter on this, right? Now, would I enter here? No, not with Bitcoin going down. That's just my bias and my opinion. You can do whatever it is that you want to do naturally. But my, yeah, Partita says I am a he. You did misgender me, man. My bad. All right. I'm unapologetically American, apparently. We don't know other nationalities' names and how to gender them. So here you go. Would I enter here? I mean, if you're just trying to take a quick scalp trade right up to the top of the trend channel, see what happens, maybe, right? But I'm in the business of making money. I'm in the business of seeing gains like this, you know, on at the very least a daily basis, right? I'm in the business of taking $3,200 over a 6-week period and turning it into over 20 bands. That's my business, right? And this is not the setup that takes me there, right? I'll show you the setup that takes me there. You bounce here, you come up here, you break this, you get rejected at the 50 and the 100 moving average. You come back down, you bullishly back test this channel and bounce. That's where you enter. Once you have a confirmation candle above this and then you back test this, boom, that's where you're entering for the breakout. I would rather trade a breakout than basically a hope and pray scenario. Like, oh, I hope I get back up to the top end of this trend channel, but you've hit it. What? Let's see. You've hit it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I mean, 5 times usually favors downside, right? But you can say it to the exact opposite scenario too, right? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This would be the 5th hit, blast off, right? So ultimately what it's really going to come down to is your barometer. What is your barometer doing, right? And that's that. This is my boy right here. Profits be profits, my friend. If you know, you know. Appreciate this person, man. This guy's an influential person in my life, and love him and love his family. I know him in real life. So yeah, he said I pulled out. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't think you made a terrible decision. It's if you're banking profits, like, again, I said this on the stream yesterday because we took profits on that position, right? The other day, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before that. And I said, do we close here or do we stay, right? And risk management 101 tells me you take your profits before the meeting, right? And we did. And then, you know, no one's going to laugh at me for making $1,000 that day, but everybody's going to laugh at me if I hit this, right? And I'm like, oh, we're up $600. Should we take our profits? And then it turns into a $500-600 loss, right? Everybody laughs at you when you lose, but no one laughs at you when you win, right? So just take your wins, right? And that's my mantra. And this guy right here actually has a really good take on it. And he's just always used to tell me, man, hey, literally profits be profits, my friend. I've heard him say it 150 times. I can hear him saying it in my head right now as we speak. And yeah, profits are profits. Nobody laughs at you when you're making money. Everybody laughs at you when you're losing money. And one other thing I can say is no one laughs at you whenever you quench your thirst with some refreshing aquapana from the bosom of Tuscany in Italia herself. Okay? From a protected spring dating back hundreds of years. From the dynasty that brought you the Medicis, or that brought you the Renaissance painters, sculptors, and what you would see in the Vatican today, as well as the inventors like Leonardo da Vinci. The Medicis, man. We appreciate them for protecting this spring for hundreds of years. We appreciate you. And, you know, a lot of people say that the Medicis families died off. I don't think they did. I think that the Roman Empire collapsed a long time ago. And I think that they got into a lot of debt and they may have just changed their names. But they said, oh, you know, Lorenzo de Medici died without an heir. I really don't think that anybody would allow that to happen. So, you know, that's just my opinion on the Medicis, right? And, you know, if you let Kanye say it, you know, he's going to let you know, you know?
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't been doing the education. You ain't been doing the education.
You know, and technically I don't have the answers on that. So I've been trying to do the education, right? But unfortunately, I don't think that I did the education as well on the Medicis as I did my basket weaving degree back in university at basketweaving.com, my online university, where I received, you know, of the highest honors, a really, really nice degree, right? That I use every single day, as you can see. Okay. So president of the bowling club says he doesn't think that the Medicis died. You do whatever you want to do with that information, right? I mean, there's not much to see here, to be honest with you. There's not much to see here. My stance has not changed. My position has not changed. I'll give you the rundown, right? Since that's what you probably came here for. If we come down here, there's a higher likelihood when we reach this that we go to take out this low, right? And then we smack into this, right? So from there, can you see a bounce? Well, you know, if you're looking at Drew's orders, he's favoring a bounce from the value area low, right? And then he's favoring another rejection at the value area high. But at some point, this thing becomes nullified, right? Like, how many times do you have to bang up off of this bad boy until it breaks, right? So until it breaks down. And if you look, this thing has not really broken down like this thing has broken out. Okay, so this thing has broken out multiple times here. Boom, big breakout. Boom, big breakout. Boom, big breakout, right? Got sucked back in. This thing has broken down on wicks, right? Very few times. Once here, it wicked through, it wicked through, it wicked through. It broke down technically here, closed one candle below it, closed like maybe 2 candles below it on the 4 hour, closed like 3 candles below it. My point is that the more you bang on this support, the less it becomes support, right? It's been banged on so many friggin' times here that it's actually favoring downside and probably taking down to these lows right here, even in the $89,000 region. Okay. And now even further than that, if you're favoring a bounce in this region up here, this is where you sell that and you short again. Okay. Because this thing, yet again, like, how many times has this been hit? Once, twice, call it 3 times, right? My bias is that you're going to get a rejection here at a lower low and come back down, right? So I don't know that for a fact, but I'm playing probabilities here, and the probabilities are what drives my trading. And so if I'm playing probabilities, then what I'm doing is I'm favoring, we lose this, we come down here, I long, we come back up here, and we might make a pit stop here. And that's where I will say, okay, do I take profits on my longs here? Or do I continue to ride it up here to the value area high, or right over here, right? And the charts will tell you that when you get there. But here's my other point that I think people need to understand. And everybody's going to hate this. But that's why you come to this channel, man. So this is your line in the sand right here. If you go below about $74,000, like, bull market's over. Okay. Now you can come down here. This is a massive range, right? And this is the this is the VRVP, which is visible range volume profile. And it's telling you where the highest volume has been traded in what is visible on the chart, right? And the highest volume has been traded in the 67, 66 to about $70,000 range. So that's a catch point. And then in the 60, I believe it's 62 to about $65,000 range, right? You've got a tiny catch point right here at the value area low, which is at about 76. Okay. So that breakdown, you break down from here, that is in play. Okay. Now, why is that in play? Because this is your last high volume node where you can see all of the volume falls off until you get down here to this high volume node. So everything in between about $87,000 all the way down to right here at about 77K is nothing. Can you get a catch point at exactly $80,000? Yes, because there's a small, tiny, if you see it right here, little itty bitty, teeny weeny node, right? In the 80 to 82 range. So I would give that a little bit of validity, but not much, right? So if we fall through here, I mean, we're going here. right? And that's where you're going to be picking up super duper massive amounts of longs on that bounce to target new all-time highs on Bitcoin, and also to target massive moves on altcoins. I mean, we go down here, like, talk about altcoins being on a sale that you've never seen before, like a fire sale. Like, I'm putting everything in right there and setting stop losses, right? I'm not going to enter just because it hits, though. I want to see the hit or the kiss and the bounce. I'm okay with buying my altcoins here, $3,000 out of the money from the bounce to ensure that the bounce is happening. Okay. So erring on the side of caution, that is what I'm going to be doing. And that is what I'm going to be looking at. So just understand that 74, 77K is still in play from a mathematical and charting perspective. We're not over here smoking the hopium, right? We don't smoke hopium on this channel, man. We look at trends, we look at mathematical calculations, and we chart, okay? And we let the charts tell us what is probable and what is possible, right? And it is possible that you bounce here and go and set a new all-time high. Is that possible? Yes. Is it also possible that I fall down on this stream and fall over? Yes. But is that probable? No. Okay. So my bias is that it's not probable that we bounce from here and set a new all-time high. It's more probable that we come down from here, sweep these lows that were right there, and then we start coming down here to sweep up all of that friggin' liquidity. Now, do they care that much about that liquidity? No. Do they care about this liquidity right here? Not as much. So that's why I say once you get below 85, it's no man's land. And then they're going to start caring about this liquidity right here, right? So the liquidity that they're actually going to care about is going to start right here. Okay. And it's going to go over to about there. Okay. So you're talking 85,000, call it 86,000 up to about $89,000. That's the liquidity that they're going to care about. So is it possible that we just come down here, set a lower low at $85,000 and then bounce from this node because they've extracted as much liquidity as they possibly can? And that's the max pain scenario, because they don't want to screw up their own bags by going and targeting the liquidity at, 76K and the liquidity at 74K, and then this liquidity at 67K, and then all of this liquidity at 65, right? And all the way down to 60, probably. Right. But my bias is that once you get below this level, like, bull run's over, baby. So I don't see us getting below this level. I see this being a major catch point and bounce, and a super, super great opportunity to pick up some serious bags of the most discounted altcoins that you're going to see probably ever again, except for obviously the poo coins that are going to, be gone next cycle and stuff like that. If you want to play those games, that's fine. But you know what they say? You played stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? So I'm buying Bitcoin. We're going to buy that Bitcoin, man. And we're going to buy altcoins, and we're going to average it in on the way down, right? So, I literally made $1,500 overnight. You guys all saw it on the channel by just picking up altcoins here. But I said, you know what? I don't think that that's the low. So I'm selling my altcoins right there, and I sold them whenever Bitcoin hit 99 right there. Okay. So when I picked up these altcoins down here, I sold them at $99,000. It was like right there. Okay. So my point is that I think that there is a possibility for further downside, but I'm prepared in any case, in any way, for both scenarios. All right. I'm prepared for the longs. Okay. I'm also prepared for the shorts, but in the same scenario, if I'm entering shorts up here, I'm also prepared with stop losses set just in case a new all-time high is made, to then come back down to this trend channel and bust up and go to a new all-time high, right? I'm also prepared for this. I will be buying there to target new all-time highs. And I'm also prepared for this, right? If it comes all the way down here, it stops me out, right? And I'm also prepared for this right here. Boom, right? If I'm longing and I'm like, okay, I'm longing here, and it comes down below this, all right, cool, I'm fine. Like, I come back up here, I short. right? And I make back all the money on that short to go all the way down to these lows that I would have lost by being stopped out for long positions at that level. And same thing here. I make back all the money once we get the back test, boom, and bounce there, that I would have lost on the shorts that I got stopped out of right here to target this liquidity down here. That's essentially, you know, the name of the game, man. So with that being said, hopefully that's helpful to people. You know exactly what I'm doing. I gave you the levels. I gave you everything that you could possibly want. Gold is getting a nice pullback. It's starting to get this trend line. So if we lose that trend line, I'm favoring probably, you know, somewhere in this realm. I would say 27.65 down to about 27.36. It could get worse from there. This is the 4-hour chart. It could get worse from there and take you down to about $2,600. You know, I don't see it going really below about 25.32. I believe it is about 25. Yeah, right there. That's your most likely catch point, but I really don't see it going under 26. And honestly, it's going to be hard to get it back under 2,700 unless we get some serious changes in what the dollar is doing, the DXY, getting super high valued. If the dollar keeps pumping and interest rates start going up, then yes, we can get a larger pullback on gold for a really nice entry. But at this point, gold is a wait and see as well, kind of as Bitcoin is, right? This is like kind of your no-fly zone, that range right there. So do with that information whatever you want to do. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Anybody that's here on Twitter, make sure you smash the like button and go up and hit that follow button for me. I appreciate you. I don't ask anything from anybody. I don't sell anybody anything at this point or juncture in my life. So the currency that I would ask you to send over to me is a like and a follow on Twitter. Same thing with YouTube, man. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you hit subscribe. Boom! Bang on the notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. If you want me to look at an altcoin, you know what to do. Type it. And I will see you in the next stream tomorrow. Peace.